Welcome to Faith on Film, a program designed to keep you aware of everything that's happening in the world of faith and family entertainment. Again, coming to you today from Capernaum Studios in Texas, where we are part of the Content 21 conference right now, which is great for me because I get to just find a lot of Christian filmmakers attending the conference, and so I pull them in for interviews. Bad part is I don't get to prepare for it and and set up their introduction and all that. So I'm just going to say my guest today is Benjamin Dane. Benjamin, how are you, man?
Great,
yeah,
man.
we'll do the bump thing.
Yeah, the
I don't
bump.
know.
Yeah. It's like one of those. It's like awkward thing where do I come in with a handshake or how do these people feel?
Michael Jr. does a hilarious bit on that. You hug and he's like,
Yes.
whoa, it's funny as heck.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about Michael. We're here to talk about you. So since I couldn't do a proper introduction, tell us a little bit about you, who you are, and how you got started in this.
Well, so I've been doing this for a few years. I got started in actually Christian stage. That was where I started.
Okay.
At Cornerstone Theater in the Dallas area, and my first role was Aslan in the Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh, really?
So we did that, and it just, it was just amazing. It really, I wanted to do more, and that was it kind of ignited a passion of mine. That's acting, and what I saw happen was it kind of led me into the secular market, got an agent, went on from there. My first film was JFK, and so I played a cop in that. So I started out pretty, it was just kind of like, just hitting the ground running, but God has blessed, and I've been blessed to do both secular and faith-based projects, and doing both television and film.
I think it's great to be involved in the secular world as well because it allows us an opportunity not to go and, you're going to hell if you don't do it, but to at least show them, look, this is what it's done for me. And, I had an opportunity. I mean, I've worked in Christian film or Christian TV all my life, but I had an opportunity for 1 year to work in a secular industry, and that was different.
It's so good because we have to light a candle in the darkness, and we've got to be a light. And it's such a huge mission field, and if we don't tell them, who will? So, I think people also see your life. Now, you may play a character that is dark, but still the cameras are not always rolling,
right.
And you spend most of your time with people on set, and so why not be a light to those people that are working?
Yeah, I remember when I first started doing this show. It was a live TV show, and we all got in, and I've told this story several times, so I'm sorry if you've heard it before. My wife says, "You're telling the same story." I said, "Yeah, I know, but there's probably a new audience." I got on the headset, and everybody's on the headset, and I said, "Guys, I'm not trying to make anybody uncomfortable, but I need to pray because that helps me to calm down, when I'm doing a live show. So I'm just going to do a prayer. You don't have to say anything." And I just did a short little prayer. Do you know that by the end of the week, it was a daily show, they were reminding me, "Hey, Isaac, don't forget to pray." So obviously I had some kind of effect. Did they get saved? I don't know, but the seed was planted, and hopefully it'll grow.
And that's the thing, and that's what we're called to do, plant those seeds, and it just depends on that person, where that person is at spiritually. But what an incredible mission field and a calling to be in this arena, but also being like-minded believers that can make a difference in someone's life. And I've seen it so many times before where I'm the only believer on set. And I'm thinking, okay, Lord, if I wasn't in this industry, then there wouldn't be a believer on set, There's no one there to speak words of life into people. And, when you're in that secular world, it's full of darkness, and there's a lot of disparity. That people struggle, in that realm, and we know how dark, that world is. But we need to light that candle.
Yeah. Now, have you been a Christian all your life, or at what point did you give your life to God?
I was brought up in church and had a great family that really wanted to see us in church, and so that was really great. But like a lot of people, I walked away from the Lord and did some stupid things when you're young, and I was carousing, not living for Christ at all.
Carousing?
Carousing. I'm trying to think of the right word to say here, but it wasn't a good thing. So I was not living for Christ, and it took a car accident where I was almost killed that brought me back to the Lord and rededicated my life. And I had a nervous breakdown, and it was a really tumultuous road, but it led me back to Christ. So,
wow. Yeah. I'm so glad I didn't do any carousing, because I'd hate to be brought back that way. Okay, so I remember I met you the first time. I think it was a film that you had done, and then we came over to, I don't know if it was your offices or something. Dude, at this point, at my age, I don't remember what I had for breakfast.
It was a few years ago,
yeah, it was a few years ago. What was that film?
It was probably Beyond the Farthest Star.
Yes, Beyond the Farthest Star.
Yeah. And so I executive produced with Andrew Labrizzi, who wrote and directed the film, and so proud of that film, to be involved with a project. And I had a small role. I played the deputy to Barry Corbin's sheriff, but it was such an amazing project where I was just really dove in head first.
Right. Being
a producer, doing everything from concept of the film and casting and marketing and everything else, locations. I mean, all the things that go along with doing a film. But it is probably, to this day, my favorite film. Not because I did it, and was involved with it, but because I saw the reaction and how people were moved by it. We did 30 locations, 30 films, or theaters across the country, and we premiered it at Value Voters Summit in DC. But it just changed people's lives, and now it's out there around the world doing that.
That's
and
great.
we talked about the stage. Being on stage is one thing, but man, when you do a project in film or television, you got to realize that thing can go forever and ever and ever and ever. And it constantly is reaching people.
I find that there's pros and cons to both. For instance, stage, you get to see the effect that you have. You get to see people's lives change, if you will. In film, you don't get to see that. But in stage, you're only reaching, maybe 1,000 or whatever, however big the theater is. But in film, my goodness, you can reach millions and millions. So there's a give and take on every one of them.
And as an actor, I love the fact that I started out in stage because you feel the audience. You feel what they're thinking. It's the most amazing, I should say, spiritual experience, but it just is a great experience for an actor to feel what they're feeling, and you sense what they're feeling. So that gifting kind of helps you in film acting.
Yeah, and of course you go through the whole story at once. Whether in film you're going through little snippets at a time. So it takes I imagine it takes somebody to be able to take all that and be able to capture the same emotion you had over here 10 days ago and put it back onto this scene. So, anyway, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a little break and we'll come back, and I want to find out what is it you're doing now that's new. All right,
good deal.
Folks, don't go away. We'll be back with more of Ben Dane, who doesn't carouse anymore.
This is Holly on Hollywood.
Hi, I'm Holly McClure with a Holly on Hollywood movie review. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Goldie. My name is Guy, and I live in Free City. I have everything I need. Except one thing. Hey! Excuse me. Hey!
Free Guy stars cheerful Ryan Reynolds as Guy, an NPC or non-player character in a video game called Free City, where sunglass people, the players, constantly attack the NPC. Guy happily goes through the same daily routine, working at a bank where he and his best friend Buddy go through daily robberies by sunglass people. But Guy dreams of meeting a special woman, so when he sees Millie wearing sunglasses, he believes she's the one. Guy gets sunglasses, meets Millie, and instantly sees his world in a new way. He can earn points, make money, and be a hero defeating the bad guys. In the real world, Guy is called the Blue Shirt Guy and is gaining popularity with players and fans all over the world. But the narcissistic game developer Antoine realizes Guy's popularity and decides to shut the game down to hide a secret he doesn't want discovered. It's up to Guy, Millie, and her gaming partner Keys to save Guy's world, the world they built. Jodie Comer, Lil Ray Howery, Taika Waititi, and Joe Keery also star. Free Guy is a sci-fi comedy that deserves the PG-13. It's not kiddie-friendly, but older kids and adults will enjoy the gaming world with fast-paced one-liners, crude and sarcastic language, a few sexual innuendos, but nothing sexually graphic, giant-sized video game violence, gunfights, explosions, and more. The movie's visual effects brilliantly capture the video game world, and Reynolds is hilarious as the naive and happy guy who's known for saying, "Don't have a good day, have a great day," and only knows life in Free City World. Think Elf or The Truman Show. Comer is a strong action co-star, and together they make a perfect team to save Free City. I enjoyed Free Guy more than I thought I would, with its focus on valuing life, friendship, kindness, and doing the right thing, even when no one else will.
Was that cool? It felt really cool. We can change our world, but we have to fight together. I don't even know what's happening right now, but I love it! This is the first time I've ever driven a car before.
I really wish you'd mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love you, Booster Guy!
Thank you! Watch out for them! They seem nice.
Welcome back to Faith on Film, coming to you from Capernaum Studios here in Texas as part of the Content 21 Film, and I don't even know what, man, I totally messed up what they call it, but it's the Content 21 Film Festival and News Media Summit. I'm here with Benjamin Dane today, who, again, doesn't carouse anymore, but he
No,
does.
my wife would kill me if I tended to carouse.
Oh, so you're not
I
going to
know.
wander. Oh, if
No.
you tended to carouse, yeah. No more carousing. So,
In the
okay,
past.
I'm sure that you've got some new stuff that you're doing, that you're working on. Tell us a little bit about that.
I do. So one of the last things I did was a film called First Lady. It's a
Yes,
comedy
yes.
feature film, and I played President Taylor Brooks in it with the incredible Nancy Stafford, Corbin Burnson, and Stacey Dash from Clueless. Just a wonderful, fun film that we were able to do. We shot a little bit. We shot all the Oval Office scenes in Texas, which is strange, in Longview, Texas. And then we shot everything else for about 3 weeks in the D.C. area. But that is like everywhere. It's on PureFlix, I think now, Amazon, so people can see that. And then I just finished a short film called Sweet Lemonade, where I play a homeless vet that suffers with PTSD. And that's going to be on the festival circuit at the end of the year. It's currently in post. But incredible film about a homeless vet and an elderly lady. They're both displaced, and they find this common bond between each other. It's just an incredible story, so I can't wait for that to come out. It deals with homelessness and PTSD, so just excited and very honored that I was a part of that project. And then I'm working on a reality television series that I have developed. Really, it's kind of strange because I own an ad firm called Robinson Creative. And so for the past 20 years, we've been doing branding for apartment communities. So I thought, how can I blend my acting, producing with my ad firm? And so I thought, at first it was kind of like, let's do a reality series about what we do, the crazy stuff that we do. But I wanted to show our clients kind of how we do things, and so they could see it in an entertaining way. But then it's developed into this really great little series. We've got one on YouTube right now. It's called Apartmental. And it's the word apartment with an AL at the end of it. But it's funny how it kind of takes on new meaning when you say it that way. But it is a little mental because it's crazy. We have the stuff that we do, no one would ever guess that we do, but death-defying installations with signage, just crazy, finicky, picky clients, and the drama and the humor that goes along with what we do. But I really wanted our clients to see that, but now it's worked into a series. So we've got our first episode right now on YouTube. We have a second episode that we're about to premiere, and we're shooting 3 and 4 right now. So we're hoping, and that's another reason why I'm here at Content, because I'm pitching Apartmental to some executives. So we'll see what happens.
Now, this is not necessarily a faith-based.
No, it's family-oriented. It's family friendly. It's just a fun, entertaining reality show.
Well, you know, most Christian filmmakers, and I might get some of you upset at me here, but they feel like everything that they do now has to be a message in a film.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's the preaching in a film, and that's okay. If that's what God called you to do, that's perfectly wonderful. But I think as humans, we also want some entertainment, and that's why I actually changed at the beginning how I say, you know, keep you aware of everything that's happening in the world of faith and family entertainment. I used to say faith family films, but I want to encompass all forms of entertainment, because we do consume entertainment, and I think we need to produce entertainment stuff that is safe for us as Christians. But it doesn't have to be a sermon in the film. So I'm glad you're doing something like that.
Well, and you know, there's the world of media is huge, and it's not like this is the only program I'm going to do, but it also helps us get out into the media world and be a light as well. You know, not doing just faith-based. I think that, you know, and I prayed extensively about this, and it was an idea the Lord gave me, and I knew it was from Him. So it's just one of those things that I feel it's kind of like, it's honestly the first really secular thing that I've done on my own, because I've done a lot of faith-based, but as far as my project and what I own, it's the first thing.
Very nice. So if people want to keep up with you and see what all that you're doing, whatever you've been on, and you know, the whole concept of this show is for people to connect with you, not so much to tell people about a project, but to tell them about you, because once they follow you, they'll find out all about your other projects. So how would they follow you? How would they keep up with what you're doing?
Well, BenjaminDane.com is a great way, and then I'm also on Facebook as Benjamin Dane, and Instagram and Twitter and all the above. All those things, yes.
How did we ever do it when those things didn't exist?
I don't know. But it has opened the world of promotion, you know, because you have, but it's like, there's so many technologies now, you know, which one do you choose, you know, to go with?
And new ones will come up, and then those other ones, like remember MySpace? Does anybody use MySpace? I actually met somebody the other day that said MySpace, and I'm like, does that still even exist?
I didn't think it did.
I think it might, but I don't know. So anyway, all right. So you know, they'll follow you on that and find out everything you're doing. So thank you for taking time to come in and do my show with me. I've been wanting to get you on for a while, and I keep saying that to everybody, but man, it just time flies.
I just, you know, now that you're in Texas, you know.
I am a Texan.
There you go, hook 'em horns.
I am a Texan, and I love it here.
It's a great state.
It is, and I've never felt so comfortable and at ease and peaceful, especially when the cows come over, because I live next to a cow ranch, and they come right up to my backyard. I absolutely love it.
You've got cows.
So I do. I do. I call them my cows. They don't belong to me. But.
Have you named these cows?
No, just cows.
You got to name them.
There's like, I don't know, a couple hundred of them. Jeez. But I do miss them when they don't show up, because sometimes they're gone for like a week. I don't know where they're gone to. Maybe another part of the ranch or something. Yeah, but when they come back, I absolutely love them. Don't know why, I just do. But anyway, thank you again, and I hope to keep up with what you're doing. I'd love to see. I believe I think it was just the promo that you put out that I saw, so I haven't really seen an episode, but I do look forward to seeing it.
Yes, check it out. I think you'll enjoy it.
Folks, don't go away. We'll be right back for another update from Holly McClure.
This is Holly on Hollywood.
Hi, I'm Holly McClure with a Holly on Hollywood movie review. Let's take a look.
Legend has it there is a tree in the Amazon that possesses unparalleled healing powers. And the arrowhead is the key to unlocking it.
Stop her!
Hello. Just wanted you to know this has been mislabeled.
He's shipping outlets?
Jungle Cruise stars Emily Blunt as Dr. Lily, who hires Frank, the Rock Johnson, to guide her and her brother down the Amazon River in search of a mythical tree of life. They are pursued by a villainous German prince who is also searching for the tree, and a group of creepy Spanish conquistadors back from the dead who are searching for the petals to reverse their immortal curse. Jack Whitehall, Jesse Plemons also star. The PG-13 fantasy adventure has lots of action, life-threatening situations, several fight scenes, CGI snakes, mild language, a tense, almost drowning scene, creepy CGI conquistadors that may be too scary for little ones, explosions, fights, and chase scenes. I laughed out loud at The Rock's jokes and funny puns, a nod to the Disney ride that added charm to his heroic skipper. Blunt is perfectly cast as a smart and brave doctor on a historical mission, going against the 1916 cultural norms by leading the expedition, wearing trousers, Frank calls her pants, and fighting bad guys. The chemistry between the two makes the story all the more compelling and will have you rooting for them romantically. Whitehall is hilarious as the wimpy brother who proves otherwise when pushed around, and the three become quite the team. Jungle Cruise is an entertaining family film with a unique story, strong characters, positive role models, beautiful scenery, and interesting plot twist with a happy ending.
I cannot swim.
You booked a river cruise and you can't swim? The price just went up.
The myth is real.
Welcome back to Faith on Film. We are here once again with my co-host, Holly McClure. Holly, how are you?
Fine, thanks, Isaac. Good to be with you.
I tell you, these things, I'm really enjoying doing these. It really is a lot of fun. Makes it so much easier on me because you do all the work.
And we have fun talking about movies, our favorite thing, our favorite topic.
We really do. So, what movie do we talk about today?
I want to talk about a small little film that may not be in your theaters, but keep looking for it because it is in some, and maybe it's going to have a wider release, called Tiger Rising, starring Dennis Quaid. Let's take a look at it.
That's a tiny little film with Dennis Quaid?
I know. Well, and Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah.
Yeah, but a lot of people, I realize, aren't seeing it and haven't seen it. It's kind of on the, coming and going. Yeah. So, but it's a good film. You want to see the trailer so we can talk about it?
Now, is this a new trend for Dennis Quaid? Because I've seen him in so many faith or inspirational films.
He really is. He has been in several, and he says he has a strong faith now with his new wife. Wow. And I say he's been married a couple of years now, I guess newlyweds, but they go to Bible studies and they're strong in their faith. He just came out with a gospel album last fall. So yeah, he is strong in several faith-based. And this story is a PG. Okay, PG, and it's based on the New York Times best-selling book by Kate DiCamillo, and it's about a 12-year-old boy who's lost his mother to cancer, and he and his father don't have money. They live in a little motel, and his father's trying to do extra work to pay the bills and make it, and he's in this motel, and then it shows how he goes out and back in the woods and discovers this tiger, which turns out to be the guy who owns the hotel, Dennis Quaid, who's not a really great character. It turns out it's his tiger. So he says, "Yeah, you want to feed it for me?" And he walks in the woods, and it's how he's real shy and reserved and picked on and bullied. And this little girl that's a friend starts going with him, and he says, "I have a tiger," and she goes to see it. And it's the maid, Queen Latifah, and how she starts speaking to his life. And really, the story is about how the little boy comes out of his shell and out of his depression about his mother, and how he identifies with the tiger that needs to be freed. And so his whole spirit is with the tiger that we need to let him go. He needs to be free. He needs to run and do what he needs to do. So that's the whole purpose of the story. It's a little heavier theme. It's not a light kiddie movie, but I think your kids, especially 11, 12-year-olds, and especially if they've read the book, because it's the New York Times bestseller, they'll appreciate it and understand it. So it was filmed I love this because my friend lives in South Georgia and she's building a movie studio down there in Quitman, Georgia, Honey Korngold. Yeah. And this was filmed, and you know her, Isaac. Mm-hmm. This movie was filmed in a little town outside of Quitman, to the left of Quitman, called Thomasville. And Thomasville Productions produced this movie and filmed it. So when you see the setting, it's filmed in South Georgia.
Wow. Now, it's not a faith movie, it's just an inspirational movie, right?
Yes, because the faith is not overt. There's no overt scripture. I kind of got the feeling that Queen Latifah was kind of like an angel, kind of, but she's rough around the edges. So it's not like, she's not like this, feel good angel. So no, it's, I can't say it's that, but I can say that there is faith in it. And you can see by helping him pull through after his mother and the death of her and pulling out with this, you can see that. So yes, it's more of an inspirational story. Thank you for identifying that, because I would say it's that. Yes.
Well, again, it looked like a great film for you to take your family to watch.
And it's a small little film. It's not a big film. It may not be in all the theaters. You have to look for it, but hey.
But it will eventually come out into all the streaming platforms and maybe even
yes,
DVDs.
It will.
And so people should be able to get that, right?
Yes, it will. And
again, these segments fly by like this. So. But I really enjoy them. Thank you so much for taking time to join me in these segments, Holly.
I love it, and I'm so glad we got to do this for people and encourage them to go see yet another good film.
Absolutely. Folks, remember, if you want to write Holly or myself, just write us at faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. That's faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. And of course, you can always follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at faithonfilmtv. Well, until next week, take care.